Hey everybody, how's it going? Looks like my voice is coming through. Maybe peaking a little bit. Peaking. Yeah, I see some turning red on that RME interface. Uh yeah, what a probably not that exciting week for anyone. I don't know. Seems that the weeks in between the holidays are not that exciting. I have been working on a video that is gift ideas for anarchists, which is really like it's just a fun headline for showing you a bunch of things that you could make yourself, including things like Meshtastic. One thing that I'm working on, and spoiler alert, probably won't work. One of those things is like a path away from Spotify. So like Jellyfin is a pretty obvious solution to that. Like, hey, do you want to leave Spotify and support artists more directly and then still have the same ease of functionality that you have across devices? So you could stream to Bluetooth, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Jellyfin, they need some better documentation. It's kind of for like somebody who doesn't live on a Linux terminal and install Dockers all day. I could see. So I've already gotten Jellyfin up and running. I don't actually use it that often. I just like having the local media on my devices. But yeah, I've been kind of like, ugh. So once that happens, then you really dive in. So like, yeah, I have it like running. Well, I'm not going to unplug that. I have it running on like a little Linux computer, and then I have a server here. But I wanted it to run on something that like you could get for as cheap as possible. And yeah, I mean, it's like not ideal. Even in Windows, it's not ideal. Even like it kind of takes up a lot of RAM in Windows. But I have an idea, and I'm going to try it later overnight. This thing, it's called it's a GLI net router. It's called the Shadow. It's like the Mango one, but I think it has one extra radio in it. And yeah, it's really powerful. I've like cloned a Pineapple Wi-Fi on it and some other things. It's just been like a travel router that I've had in my bag when I've traveled. I've recently upgraded to that so I could have like 5G coverage. I'm going to see if I could get Jellyfin running on this. And if that were true, then like 25 to 30 bucks could get you a Jellyfin server that could hook directly up to your internet and that you could access anywhere. That'd be pretty rad, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, but the other things are very cool. I'm not going to spoil them all. But more to the matter at hand, I hate saying I'm cooking. I feel like that's just like I'm too old to be saying I'm cooking, but I guess we're cooking. I am going to add a file folder here. So all of your samples are very easily accessible within FL Studio. And I'm just using FL Studio because that's what I'm probably the most comfortable with, despite whatever it is that I'm going through right now in this. How do we add something? Okay, I thought I did it. Yeah, I'm just going to add so I don't have to drag and drop outside of this. So it could all just exist right there. Oh. No. Should be there. This is probably a me thing. I don't think I've added a browser name. SimCell. Let's see. Fuck. I feel like sounds got taken over by the cloud thing now. Samples, yeah. I guess I could do it here. All right. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. So I guess I'm just going to go through and listen to the samples first, and then if I get an idea, I'll go with the idea. Yeah, the FL Studio sequencer is amazing.
Yeah.
All right, easy. Oh yeah, I think this only plays. Also, this should only play a little bit of each one. So. I like that. Like I said, it only plays a quick little preview, but that's good enough for now.
Message. Mercy.
Can I know that the beat comes in, but it might not play it that far off. Well, I guess it does play further as long as I keep this selected. Nice. Pretty wide range here. Oh, I did not realize that. Wow. You learn something new with this DAW every day. Nice, we got some birds. Ooh, nice. Like trying to remember the keys of all these. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to do my best not to force every single one in there. I feel like it's probably better to let them inspire than to try and like do a type of participation award thing. Nice.
I made a call to the angel of mercy. She wasn't there. She wasn't there, she took a trip to Jersey. You need to know your call is important. At the tone, please leave me a message.
Damn. That's some additive synthesis. Damn. That's beautiful. Yeah, these are great. I gotta go back to there was one that I thought would have been a good start. I'll know it when I hear it.
I made a
Yeah, I think it was this one. Actually, that Arturia plate would be good for this. There we go. I have a feeling like this is going to sound very Future Sound of London-y. Okay. Try and just create a massive reverb bed for some of these sound effects. Oh, I didn't mean to open Beam. I'm actually not going to. I meant to open Bast. Silly me. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not gonna, because I'll just get lost in Beam, because that's, you know. Yeah, it's just like I'll get distracted by it. Yeah, some of these kind of leave the realm of reverb and become their own. Let's check that tempo. All right, I might want to put this one in Slicer. Actually, there is a new Slicer, a new FL Studio Slicer, and I'm not going to use it outside of this. For this use, it's good. Fruity Slicer 2. Yeah, I was like, why? Why did you not give me the options to multiple out the slices? That's like my favorite. my favorite function of it. Let's see if there's any sort of and let's plop in this guy. I feel like this could be cut up a lot better than it is. Don't they have like a... I may just go back to Slice X. This is a little painful. Yeah. I don't think that it is doing any sort of... Yeah, it's not doing the same stuff Slice X does. All right, Slice X it is. I don't even know if that's still in the main menu. Really killing me today. Select all. Why can't I select all? Am I crazy? I feel like you used to be able to just Control A it. Maybe they're slowly removing features and then they'll sell them back to us. All right. Actually, let's swing up here first. This gives us the power to do this. Actually, if we want to go really crazy, this is not a good way to get through these samples, but you know, you gotta do your I feel like this has moved around a little bit too. Maybe I'm crazy. All right. Oh wait, shit, I'm doing this the wrong way. Maybe I should make it a little bit softer too. Oh, you know what else we could do? We could take all of these and envelope them, which is actually really useful. So we could, I forgot that we could put cutoff on this. make sure our volume has a release on it. I wish you could type in values. And then how long do we have before the next chord? Pretty long. Down one note. Almost. Not a huge fan of this. Could also do this. It's like a nice little puzzle here I'm creating for myself. Yeah, it's very inefficient. Fun that I'm making a bass line that I wouldn't make otherwise. Also, it doesn't help that I'm wearing headphones and can't hear bass frequencies. Not the way that I want to, at least. But I will turn my headphones up and hopefully hear them better. Yeah, it's interesting because we're getting different timbres too. And if we really wanted to go crazy, I believe we could also... Oh, no, I don't think we can do cutoff from here, actually. Never mind. Gotta get a sweep up. There we go. Okay, map this over to bass, then bass will go into our ducking channel. Might add this one in later after, that might be my top. This one could actually granulate into this one. That might work well on a granulator. I wonder if I should just like start with FL Grain and yeah. I don't want to use any plugins that are like too involved. I kind of want to stick to the samples. Although this one may not do what I want it to do. I've not used it in a long time. I just know it's a... Yeah. That's not going to scratch the itch that I want it to scratch. What should I use for grains? Maybe Melda's Granular? That's a fun one. Oh, fuck, that's an effect. I forgot. Granular synth. I mean, I guess I could use pigments. Wherever it is. Pigments. Thank you so much for giving me a blank preset to start with and not making me find it. That would be funny if this didn't have a grain engine and I had just lost my mind. I swear it had a grain engine. Maybe I'm on a super old version. Does it tell me what version I'm on? Oh, it's in sample. Okay. I've not, I need to do another stream on pigments because I've Derp. I've kind of forgotten about it. Can you not drag and drop? Fine. Oh no. This isn't as no? I have to add a folder. All right. Maybe I'm just doing this the stupid way. November 2025. All right. Do we have an uncategorized? Scroll to the bottom of okay. I'm about to give up. Oh. Drag it into the clips list. Okay, done. Yeah, I'm like, why would this not add? Nope, still nothing. Unless we bring it. Nope, that doesn't do it either. Oh, wait, I didn't grab. Never mind. That was silly of me. Yeah, I feel like we've exhausted. What the hell? This is weird. I'm not going to do that again. Strange. Yeah, maybe I'm using an older version, or maybe that only works with like wavetable or something. I don't know. I don't know if I have fragments. I do have Dawsum. Dawsum stuff. They have Novum. That's Granular, right? Can I load my own samples though? This is gonna end up being like some shit where I end up making another plugin. There we go. Okay, let's try and find a blank patch. Basics. Pad. These aren't basics. These are advances. Still not hitting the sweet spot here. I'll just try it with these different algorithms. There we go. Closer. Shimmer would be nice. I really would like an EQ though, but I guess I could put it at the end of this. Alright, let's just hear it with everything else. I believe. A little too long there, we'll have to fix that. Let's save this project. All right, let's get rid of the reverb. Only listen to the tone. We can make it work. Okay. Oh, I forgot that I had my... This is what's fucking me up this whole time. I forgot that I had my pitches off. Oh, FL, please, please, please make it to where you could double-click this and reset that. Okay. Now this bass, let's fix something up here. Give ourselves 2 bars of that. Oops. Well, that one was easy. That was an easy integration. I didn't have to do too much work there. Beautiful. That could come in handy soon too. Yeah, this one also fits in nicely. I think it could just be like that first sample might be nice to throw in as an accompaniment to this one. I don't know if it'll fit. Maybe. Ooh, yeah. Except maybe not there. But we can cut and almost paste. And that can go next to change our harmonies up a little bit. And we will change the bass to a different type of bass. Even if I have to use like boo bass or some shit, we will bass it up. Now we need some. Okay. I'm not mad about this. I like it. But I thought I had some. You know what? This is on the wrong channel anyway. I need to be taking this and deleting it. Move this over here for now. All right. In our kick, we will have a frequency splitter in which we will take this and route to this track. And I wish that there was a way that we could only listen to this one. Okay. Now this should be working with our peak controller, only on the kick. Now let's hear it with the bass line. Oops, that's not our beat. Just isolate these two to make sure that we have a good mix. We do not. We're gonna have to change the BPM. I knew that was off. $16 bars will do. That's wrong. What the fuck? This is goofy. Alright, we're going to have to retime this manually, I guess. It did not detect it nicely. Does it start late or something? Yeah. Oh, you know what? This might be because these are MP3s. That sometimes happens. I notice that all the time when doing my, when adding, yeah, I notice that all the time with songs that I license for my YouTube channel. I'm always like trying to get the edits on perfectly, but like because they're MP3s, it always starts a little later and it kind of drives me nuts. Seems to like lose it a little bit out here, but we can manually stretch it. Let's do that. Yeah, there we go. No, no. Oh, this is the one you want to click. Did they change that too? I thought you could manually. Maybe Shift? Shift Alt? No. Control? No. Oh yeah, sorry. Chat is a, yeah, I need to change this chat from the stupid Windows thing. One of those things in my life where I'm just not really getting on top of things. Oh, it's 2 arrows now. Didn't it used to be a waveform? You are right. Damn. All right, well, thank you. Yeah, I swear that used to be a waveform once upon a time. I can do this. Should make things a little bit better. Oh shit, it did this again. Motherfucker. All right. I guess I just have to like cut this. Ugh. Turn off whatever the fuck you think you're doing with my timing. Let's just stop doing the auto anything and let me do it. What is this, tractor? Keep stretching. No, it doesn't want to now. I swear nobody wants you to make music anymore the way you want to make it. Everything's too automatic. Maybe I could do it with this little knob. All right, let's try and get it just a little bit. Oh yeah, that works. We can do that and time it all the way to the end. Oh, we have an extra kick on the end, maybe? Maybe that's the issue. That is definitely the issue. All right. I don't know how I didn't catch that. Let me undo this. Get out of this zone. Just lob it off. Still seems like it's not. Oh, it reset this again. Motherfucker. I was wrong. I guess it didn't have an extra kick on the end. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to let me get it precisely in. Yeah, I see the stretch, but every time I stretch it, it automatically plops the beginning back in. So it's like... So I'm just like turning off all of the auto everything and just trying to edit it by eye. But it doesn't really let me get detailed enough. Oh, fuckers. Oh, you mean this? Yeah. I mean, we could just try and load it again and see if that does it. Yeah, because this is quite miserable, whatever the fuck it's doing. Or I guess we could just edit it in Edison or something. Yeah, like it's not starting on the right transient, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, it should just be able to, like, beat detect it, right? All right, so if we lob this thing off. Nope, not that. Oh, fuck. Okay. Just let me edit, bro. All right, there is the starting transient. Now, I'm going to make unique as sample. I mean, this looks like it matches, correct? Yeah, okay. That was painful. I don't know why either. That was like a very easy, you have one job task. Okay. Why does it seem like this transient? Oh my god. Why is it? Do I have like a joke mode on or something? Maybe they're playing a trick on me. I feel like it's like clipping to things that aren't in sync. All right. I kind of can't. Let's see if Slicer 2 can deal with it. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe all of this is just an ad for Slicer 2. Like, you have to use Slicer 2 now. They're like, absolutely not. You are not using your own. Your own samples. Oh, do I still have a loop in there somewhere? No? Okay. This is sus to me. I mean, do I really have to load another thing in SliceX? Please tell me I don't. How do we feel about that? Not good for me. I don't agree with it. Why not this part though? Yeah, I feel like I'm just seeing a lot of pain points. Maybe I'm just like writing a different type of music now and I don't see it as often. I'm like using weirder tools, but yeah, I feel like I'm all of a sudden noticing pain points that I didn't notice previously in my but at least we could I think it also just has to do with that weird start too though. Add region. Oh, we can't add it because it's not the first one. I don't want to name it. I just want to add it. God, I feel like I'm in 1990 with Recycle. I feel like Recycle was better than this experience right now. Guess I have to add one here too. I swear I'm having fun. All right. Now, of course, it auto-dumped everything in here. Fine, we'll make our own beat. How's that sound? Now I have more control at least. Love that transient. Jesus Christ. All right, this will be our template for now. I feel like it's still too busy, isn't it? Not to be like too painful here, but I feel like we could maybe just make this way simpler and like actually, hold up. Please let me select all. God damn you. Yeah, we can't let anything go to the end of the sample because it just kind of... I want to bring in another drum sample, but I feel like I will regret it with the experience I just had. But maybe this sample was just kind of wonky for FL's engine or something. I'll just place this over here for later. Be nice to have like one really high pitched. Sorry. Why? Ah, that why. There we go. Thank you. And then we could add this in. All right. There's a Nornek voice in here somewhere. Gonna have to use that in this as well. Might turn that into a pad. We have like a new randomization engine in here. Maybe check that out while we're here. Not spreader, although spreader might work for this as well. Oil lifter, hyperchorus, emphasizer, transporter, maybe. Nah, that ain't it. Voice spreader sure isn't doing its job here. There we go. I just want to see how that fits. Might fit well here, might go in later. Might be a good contestant for the ducking channel too. Let's find out. We're having another tempo meltdown here. Probably because of the way that it imported outside the transient. That will help it. Okay. I'm also going to add a little bit of room to this and then duck it. That way it'll fit into the rhythm better. It doesn't really have to be a nice reverb. Now let's hear it. I'm scared to find out what tempo this is. Might be able to slow it down though. Yeah, so next time we do this, just for everybody's sanity, maybe we should have a wave file thing rather than MP3. I think just because this is just an MP3 encoder thing, and it's a bit of a nightmare when that's all of your all of your sounds. Like everything has to be manually adjusted. I mean, honestly, considering that I deal with it nonstop when editing videos, just because like most of the music files I have are MP3 for my video editing, like it's a nonstop ed. Like if anybody should have thought of it, it should have been me, because I'm the one always complaining about it with video editing. It's like my entire life is this. Does this one start late too? Oh, no wonder. I thought that it sounded a little late. I was like, oh, well, maybe it's just the style. Maybe some people just like being late. There we go. Wow. It sounds in time all of a sudden. What do you know? Okay, we'll fix that. We'll just eyeball it, I guess. I do kind of like the slow crackle. Pretty dope. I will have to hope that this doesn't destroy me again. All right. Really? 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 Yeah, I screwed it up because I like added a little bit to the beginning again. Ah, see. Does anybody see what I'm dealing with here? Like every time I change it. Yeah, it's just I'm like playing a sick, cruel game with myself. It wouldn't be that big of a deal if it wasn't like trying to sync the the like encoding error with the MP. Well, it's not even an error. It's just like a common thing with MP3s. And it's not necessarily like a thing that only. I mean, all you have to do is like if it's given us that issue, we could just save our samples. Resave them after doing this. Yeah, it's not even an error. It's just sort of like the thing that the thing that happens. Sometimes it opens up in some programs without any delay. Other times it does. It's just a weird MP3. I don't even complain about it. Like, psychoacoustics are a miracle. So, what was this, number 20? Find it and re-import it. All right. Check. Oops. Didn't want that. Get back. All right. Look at that. Wow. Works like a charm. Okay, well, good to know. All I need to do is just open it up in Edison and then re-edit it. This one could actually go... Hey. Oh, we already have something in 6. Never mind. Yeah, this could be a fun loop for maybe.
Yeah.
All right, so Would it be better? I mean, I hate switching up tempos that often, but that could work in its own interesting way. Let's see. Might be another grainer. What was my SFX channel? That one has a lot of reverb. I just want to hear it with a lot of reverb. Kali. You use Kali? I can't use Kali. I feel like Kali's like... Kali's amazing for doing the types of things that you install Kali to try, but like using it for more than 30 minutes is... I can't do it. I used Parrot for a little bit. Yeah, okay. We're talking about the same thing now. Yeah, I've used... Although Parrot doesn't seem to have as much support, like with Parrot, I have to like manually install my alpha drivers and build them and shit. You know what I've been using that I love, and I mean it's still rougher on the edges like Parrot or Kali is, but Dragon. Dragon's amazing. Yeah, that's been a good one for smaller devices. And the only issue, and this is funny, I mean, taking away from my music writing here, but my big issue with it, and it's so ridiculous, out of all the shit that I do with, you know, all the experience I have with all the different things, my big issue with Dragon is that I can't get it to fucking I can't get it to I can't get a VNC on there. I cannot connect to it. It's so aggravating. I don't know. I've tried so many things, and for some reason, I cannot get like Tiger VNC. I can't get any of them to work, and it kills me. Yeah, maybe I just need to do like a full Ubuntu. Well, you know, this computer that I'm using now, I'm replacing, and then this system is going in the closet with Linux, so it's going to be a grinder. The numbers aren't matching? Oh, yeah, I randomized it. Sorry. Yeah, I randomized things before. It's just, that's my normal workflow with SimSelections, is in the script, it randomizes and then downloads. So all the numbers are always different. That way, it doesn't like get alphabetized or anything on normal months. Apologize. This allows us to stretch it. Sometimes. might play bass over this part. I just feel like no sample is going to fit into the bass, and I mean, this might do something. Might. Let's find it. I mean, it's going to be weird. We may have to pitch some stuff around. Yeah, Dragon OS. Yeah, I'm talking about the SDR distro. I mean, it's honestly, it's like Kali. Like if we're talking about actual security research, I guess. I mean, everything's different, but like it seems like Kali is like a bunch of stuff that doesn't necessarily work in the real world. Like it's like kind of like a demonstration, then feels like Dragon OS has like, oh yes, I actually want to set up this, you know, LTE LTE sniffer, and like I feel like SDRs are very aligned with modern hacking, especially with like the stuff we've been researching with like IoT devices and stuff. Oh, we're in vintage mode. Maybe I'll stick with Boo Bass for now. I'd rather prioritize a frame of things than quality. But we may not get that anyway. Okay, there it is. Like maybe Boo Bass is broken. I should have turned chorus off. Or noise off in chorus. It's gonna get annoying. All right. Yeah, I always just turn mid and treble down on boo bass and bass up. It seems to be like a great like sub. Then we could change modes. Yeah, I do that a lot. I'm trying to not get too, and I feel like I'll just waste 2 hours doing just that. You know who's getting into SDRs? Cameron. Believe it or not, Venus Theory is getting into SDRs. He doesn't like learning about the science of it, but he wants to get into it, which is kind of funny because it's like, well, if you want to answer your questions on what you need to get into it, you need to kind of get into the science of it. But that is true. I feel like a lot of times I feel like there's a massive, amazing community for RF stuff, but I also feel like a lot could be done to introduce people to it. Like, I feel like it is a little, it's not gatekeepy. It's just sort of like, yeah, I don't know how to describe it. I guess it assumes that like everybody understands how electromagnetic waves work, or I mean, that was like fortunately my strong suit. Like I was like, okay, I get this, but then, I didn't know what ham was. I mean, I know what like the meat is, and I knew that ham radio is a thing, but I didn't know like, I don't know a fucking thing. I don't want to communicate with people. I want to like find out secrets and hear weird noises and track satellites and shit. But yeah, that's the precision you have with plopping down notes before the markers. It's make me, oh yeah. Yeah, I feel like this is so hard to do without playing an instrument. This is making me realize how dependent I am on it. I don't know if that's going to fit melodically. I want to use a voice. This would have been a good bass for the entire thing, honestly.
Yeah.
This could work. I want to hear the whole thing. Maybe we could put this through maybe an effect that makes it a little bit more dynamic, and then that way it won't sound like a loop that's just looping over and over. Yeah, this would be a good use for Beam, to be honest. But we're not going there. Damn. I missed it. It opened without me knowing. RTL SDR. By the way, if you get, you know which one? Let me find it. I'll find it for you. Because I've just recently realized that some RTL SDRs are not great. Some of them have, like, just from my experiences, because I've been buying them as as gifts for people. Here, see that one? That's out of the ones you could buy like on Amazon for under $50. That's the one you want. That one or the Smart T, because that has, I mean, that one will cost a bit more, but that one has amp power out. But yeah, this one is seems to have a much lower noise floor than the previous ones, like V2, V3. Anyway, sorry. Let's slam it all through a tape emulator. Because why not? Oh, I wish cassette still worked. That was such a fun plugin. Yeah, I mean, New Elec or whatever it's called, they make good stuff. I mean, that smart one might have an amp on it. Or maybe it's smart. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Sawbird filter that has an amp on it. Never mind. But here's what happened to cassette. Let me show you. This happened. just doesn't fucking work. It hasn't forever. Maybe there's an update now, but like I've tried to downgrade and it wouldn't let me. And then I tried to pirate an earlier version and something was messed up with that because I had the, I was just like, geez. And of course I like bought it through Plugin Boutique. I don't really buy stuff through them since this, but I mean, for a variety of reasons, but I bought it through Plugin Boutique and then it's just like buying through a third party is just not the easiest way to get in touch or to download previous versions, stuff like that. They just didn't have it and just led to a dead link. I reached out to the company like a year ago and didn't get a response and was like, fuck it. All right. Well, no more. Never again. This really kills the low end. Yeah, I don't remember this being so low-endy. Weird. Let me tell you, I am really excited to move to a new computer that doesn't have as many VSTs. I know it's a weird thing to, because like I obviously have a million from licenses I got when I did gear content, and just, you know, sometimes people send me licenses for these streams, and then I do buy a lot. And I'm excited to not have many. I'm excited to have like a few that I really like, and I'm sure it'll get out of hand fast. Or maybe I'll just have a review computer. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I have too many, and it's interrupting my music making process. It just makes it too messy. It's like downloading every VCB rack module and trying to find an oscillator, right? You just end up making less. But then again, I'm like not really making, I mean, I'm recording music sometimes in FL Studio and like touching it up, but most of the time I'm making music, I'm like using hardware wave editors or, you know, something like that. I'm kind of doing it a lot differently now. Oh yeah, Plugin Boutique. So here's the thing with these plugin sites. This is like the inconvenient truth that nobody wants to hear. And a lot of companies like Plugin Boutique don't want me to say it because they are friendly with me. They have offered to work together and I didn't follow up with it because, I mean, I guess I look at it this way. You start with Steam, right? You say, okay, so Steam, back in the day, I remember like playing Soldier of Fortune with my friends and like downloading, like using the CD-ROM or downloading it from the internet on, you know, some people had cable connection, some people didn't have cable yet, they had DSL or dial-up. It was a fucking hot mess. It was terrible. The different types of computer that you had, you know, it changed the way that your install method worked. You had to be like a computer person to play a game. And then Steam kind of changed all that and put everything and categorized everything as well. And they did all that stuff where you could, you know, oh, I want to play a game that, you know, where I'm a dog. And then they'll say, well, how about this game where you're a cat or a fish? Oh, yeah, that sounds up my alley. and so on and so forth. But yeah, I mean, it made, when you buy something on Steam, it just installs it and you're done. Every now and then you have to install like, a .NET library or, some shit like that. But more or less, everything is in one place. It's all running right there. Here's my big gripe with things like Plugin Boutique and Beatport and everything else. Like, it's not fucking doing anything. Like, it's just not doing anything. All it's doing, you're going through this website. You might get a recommended thing through an algorithm, like, oh, this guy likes Echo, so we'll give him an Echo. And then you buy it through there, and then you just get a downloader to the installer that you would get directly from the plugin developer, and then you don't get any additional support at all. I mean, I guess, yeah, if you get refunds or something if something doesn't work, but you usually get that from a plugin developer. And the amount that they take is variable. It's not the same for every developer. It's negotiable. And it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. Like I guess if you add it up, if you take this is the problem with these services like this, and they're just really, really contagious in every industry now, is you can't afford to not use them. So like a company like Lunacy, right? They get a lot of sales. We get a lot of sales through that. So yeah, it's a good thing, right? Well, no, not necessarily, because we're losing a lot of money on those sales. And there's so much SEO marketing that goes into using a company's name on a site like that to capture all of those sales. And so, and yeah, ultimately what it ends up with is you making less products and you spending, not being able to hire an extra developer to beta test something and stuff like that. When Francisco Partners bought Native Instruments, as I did the whole video on this, they captured a lot of debt. They were in a lot of debt, and I knew that interest rates were going to go up. And this is the only time I'll ever reach out to a private equity group. But I was like, hey, there is a play that you can do, but you have to act fast. And that play was make a Steam for plugins. Like that's it. You need a lot of resources. You need to put a lot of money into marketing. You need to put a lot of money into development. But when you do that, then you actually could have something like Plugin Boutique where everything is installed and updated automatically. You just open up Steam. It does that. But it kind of has to be one or nothing. You can't have you can't buy, so think about it now. If you go on Plugin Boutique, or what's the other one? Plugin Alliance. There's a bunch of them now. You go on these sites, you buy Arturia's effects collection, right? Fine. Then you have to download Arturia Product Manager thing. Now you have to have this thing that to download the software, you have to have a special suite that you sign in on, and then you download all the software, and then those are fucking installers. Most of the time. I know UVI is, some other ones. And then you have those installers. And so now it's like, okay, well, now we have two different layers of shit that you have to go through to download a new plugin or something like that in comparison to Steam. And so my qualm with this is, why are you getting 25, 35, 45, 55% of a fucking sale when you're not doing anything? Like, you're not actually making life any easier for the customer. You're just creating a giant blanket, a middleman blanket, that operates the exact same way that, something like Uber Eats or DoorDash does, where like restaurants can't afford not to use it because everybody becomes so fucking lazy that they just end up calling those, opening up an app and searching Chinese food and then selecting the quickest one. I don't know. It's, so anyway, point being, I subscribed to Spotify for many years. I bought many plugins on Plugin Alliance. All of these things I've done happily, forked over my money, and was very happy about it, happy to do it. And the reason I'm telling you that is because I'm not shaming anyone. Like, I think that this is actually, you hear about this marketplace, oh, a bunch of plugins, oh, there's sales, sweet. And you don't really think about like, well, if it's on sale here, it's on sale directly from the developer. And maybe it would be better to just have a, if your name's Marty, Marty's plugins at Gmail, and then have all your plugins go to that email address, and you have all your licenses in one place, or Proton Mail, or whatever you want to use. You have all your licenses in one place. You're always within an arm's reach from the companies, and then if you want, you could subscribe their newsletter, and then you'll find out when the sales are actually happening. And you'll probably, over time, sometimes there's like an embargo on pricing, but like over time, you'll probably save money doing that. I don't know. It's just, yeah. Yeah, and Nornek's comment about Steam there, it's like one of the few things on Steam that's an audio tool. And yeah, it's kind of funny to just have it automatically update. Just like, oh, it's updated. Sweet. Too bad my, $10,000 worth of professional software can't do that. I don't know. But again, I'm not shitting on anyone for shopping at Plugin Boutique. I understand why you did it. I've done it. I'm starting to shit on people for using Spotify now. Like, I'm starting to be like, okay, it's been fucking 5 years that this has been a broken record about how bad this company is and how bad it is for music. You've had time to leave the ecosystem. Kind of like people who owned Teslas and Elon went nuts, and you're like, oh, let's give it a year before we start judging them. This is, I don't know. It's fucked, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's bad for the industry. I hate to say it. And like I said, I know people at Plugin Boutique, and I think, they're nice, and I think they mean well. I don't think it's this big. I mean, I think that like the people investing in it obviously understand what's happening, but I think ultimately you have to kind of, I think we just need to be more intentful with how we're spending money with the presence of tech and the tech industry and venture capital and stuff like that, because there's a lot of middlemen in between who we're trying to support. And, maybe, I guess it does take a little bit of, it's like the same part of your brain that feels good when you recycle something. Maybe we need to do that when we start shopping for things, because I understand Amazon. I use Amazon, and I understand the evil of Amazon, but not for this to turn into a weird podcast or something. But like, I understand the evil of Amazon, but really good example. If I'm shooting a video, I have a video schedule, and my lav mic breaks. What am I going to do? Guitar Center is not going to have the lav mic that I use. It's not going to have one that I'm used to using. Best Buy is going to have a garbage one. So it's not going to have a professional one. I really just have to use Amazon. That's like my option. If I want a lav mic tomorrow, I have to use Amazon. And that's like with everything. I mean, that's like a special antenna connector that I need to get to the next step in a video or a project that has to be done sooner than later. Otherwise, I'm sitting around waiting for it. Or, if I order it directly from a manufacturer or an upper level distributor. But with digital stuff, you don't have to worry about any of that. That's not like an issue. You don't have to worry about, Amazon's had 20, 25 years of setting up their tendrils in beating UPS and the post office and everybody else at their own game. Whether or not you want to say that was ethically done, it's still very hard to break up with that company because they've become such an integrated part. However, I do think that if I were president, if you vote for me, I will become a libertarian president. I will be the first modern libertarian president, which will be funny because I think that a lot of like conservatives will be like, hell yeah, this guy's all about guns and land. And, but I'm a left libertarian. So I'll be the least libertarian thing that I will consider doing is giving Amazon all the tax rebates they want. Let them, fuck it, they don't have to pay taxes. I would just say, let's libertarianize Amazon completely. Let's let them expand into whatever government thing they want to do. They want to sell prescription drugs. If you want to have Amazon doctors, that's fine. Let them come to your house and do your med. As long as they're passing all the requirements that we have for a doctor, let them do it. There's no reason to not. And then before the end of my presidency, I would just take them over and make them a government service and say, okay, y'all win. Congratulations, you did it. Now you're a government service, so go fuck off and start another company. It's ours now. That would be the least libertarian thing I could ever do. But I think it's like, yeah, you succeed to a certain point, and then your country just says, nah, you're mine now. Cool. Yeah. Well, now we have a bunch of doctors. Now we have a post office that works functionally. Now we have fucking drones that deliver packages. Now we have pharmacies. Now we have, what else does Amazon have? Literally everything. Now we have a video streaming platform. Now we have a music streaming platform. Now we have tablets. It's like, just fucking, I don't know. At some point you have to feel like enough's enough. But, I mean, here's what makes me come to this conclusion and here's why I think Amazon's too big to fail. Like, I want to be like, fuck Amazon. Don't use Amazon. Amazon sucks. I wish Amazon would go away. Do you know how many good paying jobs with like actual living wage paying jobs would be lost if Amazon just closed shop tomorrow? It would be catastrophic. And the fact that we let it get there is really, really bad. Like, we can't afford to get rid of this predatory, shitty, reverse monopoly company that we have. Well, I mean, I guess it's a monopoly on one side and it's a reverse monopoly on the other side, where every company has to work with one distributor, otherwise they can't stay in business. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty fucky. At some point, you just have to be like, well, you're ours now, I guess. What else are you going to do? Either that, or you would have to, the other thing I would do if I were elected president, this is much more libertarian of me, I would just get rid of income tax entirely, and I would make a transaction tax. And so every single time that Amazon bought a box to package their products to send you, I know they probably make their own and have planted their own fucking rainforest somewhere by now, but every single time they bought a box or bought ink for that box or bought a tire for one of their vehicles, they have to pay a transaction tax on that. Every single time they do anything, they have to pay a transaction tax, and you can't write all that off. You can't just write off that as a loss towards growth like they do now. And I think that, there's ways to structure that to where a single mom earning minimum wage wouldn't have to pay that tax on diapers and bananas. They wouldn't have to pay a transaction tax, but, our income brackets would work the same. I don't know. No, yeah, that's true. There is the Amazon rainforest. They named it after their own company and everything. I don't know. I want to do a video next year. Speaking of robots, I want to do a video next year on robots, on making one of these robots that you can knock over and they don't fall, and they can lift things and do stuff. I'm in the early stages of planning it, but I want to do one where I actually try to make my farm robot employed. It involves communicating with a lot of Chinese companies, which is I feel like racist for saying that, but no, they don't speak English very well, so it's difficult. That's I feel like that's not really that controversial of a statement. You're never going to believe this. They speak Chinese in China. Yeah, it's nuts. I wish we had MRI progressions of people progressing into billionaire status. I mean, I don't know. It's fucked. Okay, so I put a lot of thought into this. I always put a lot of thought into this towards the end of the year, because that's when I'm like, how much money did I make? How much more did I make than I spent? Or how much did I lose? Because taxes, you have to end up your tax year. And I want to make changes to scale this entire platform to do more things that we've been doing. We've been doing a lot of cool stuff, and a lot of money's going to charity this year. These are all really great things, and I want to scale it. But I've been in this weird place. So last year, when I was writing the capitalism video, when I was doing the research and writing for it, which obviously took months before I actually had a script. I just pulled out of, I was very into markets. Like I was shorting things, I had shorts and puts and investments, and I was very diversified. And before I made that video, I pulled out of everything and invested 100% of my entire portfolio into silver futures. Like, not because I'm a huge fan of silver, but just because I was like, I don't know what's safe. And it seems like we really need silver, and the entire world needs it, not just the United States. So even if the US dollar collapses, those silver futures probably still retain value. And I did that, and it worked out pretty well. But now this year, I'm like reinvesting the returns of that, and I'm like trying to work that out. And it's funny because I feel like at any other point in my life, I grew up broke as fuck. And then especially when I was like a musician in my early 20s, I mean, I was literally like, I'd sleep on someone's couch on tour, and like before I left, feel around in the cushions, being like, do they have any quarters in here? I'm getting my laundry done. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At any other point in my life, I was either, my mind was blown when I had a large sum of money handed to me, like I didn't know what to do. And then immediately I just started this battle where I had to fight spending it. Like, because now all these things that I've always wanted are available to me. Fucking these nice shoes, a nice new car, all these things. And that was always the issue that I had. In fact, the first time I ever got a big check was for writing music for Dove Evolution. And it got licensed all around the world. And I got all of that in one big check. And I put it in my checking account. It was 6 figures. I put it in my checking account and got audited by the IRS because they were like, this dude's a drug dealer. He's never made more than $15,000 a year in his life. And now he's depositing this check that's from another country. But yeah, after that, I mean, I didn't know what to do. I had no idea how to invest. And so I had to like learn a lot about how to manage that type of thing. But anyway, my point is now that I'm here, like, after that silver investment, pulling that out and trying to re-diversify it and stuff, I'm just labored by it. I don't have any sort of, I guess what I'm trying to say is the difference between upper middle class and multimillionaire. Like, you have to either be a billionaire or upper middle class or below. Like, those are like the 3 options that you have. Like, you either have jets and people like nonstop working for you and doing everything for you and kissing your ass, or there's not really much that handing me $10 million would do to change my lifestyle. And it actually is more work than it is fun. And I feel like that wasn't the case 10 years ago, especially 20 years ago. I feel like I would have been having to like see a fucking counselor to not spend that money. It would have been impossible for me to hang up. But now it's like, I don't fucking care. I don't want anything. Like I don't want a brand new car. I don't want, like, all these things are just like a big waste of time. And it sounds really Buddhist, but what I think is actually, it sounds like very Zen, like I've evolved or something. But I think this fits into what I'm saying about capitalism not really working anymore. Like, I feel like it's actually, money's value is changing to us. And the bigger point behind this, again, I don't mean for this to turn into a whole rant, but the bigger point behind this, because we're talking about billionaires, it's something that like stuck out to me and really kind of gave me some pause, I guess, or made me very uncomfortable with where we are in the world right now, is I realized, so like in the last year especially, I've been managing these projects. I have money to manage them. I'm thrifty. I'm as thrifty as I can possibly be with stuff like that. I've been trying to hire people. I've been trying to hire people full time. That's a huge nightmare. If anybody's been trying to hire people lately, it's just not Gen Z, especially not very interested in working for somebody else. They just kind of want to do their own thing, which is totally respectable. That's all I've done my entire life. So I can't argue with them, but it's difficult. And that's because they're comfortable too, because they're not starving. In fact, it's almost impossible. It's hard to starve in the United States, at least, well, now that we have our, food stamps back. It's difficult to starve to death in the United States or any first world country now. And that's a miracle. It's great. It's wonderful. But to a billionaire, this is problematic, because if Elon Musk pulled up in my driveway and said, hey, I want to fund your channel and I will give you everything you need, and now you can live my lifestyle with unlimited money, I'd be like, yeah, but I don't like you. I think you're an asshole, and I don't want to work with you. It's kind of gross to work with you. I don't want to. Now, like, if I were fucking starving, or if I needed medical care that I couldn't afford and there was no sort of safety net for that, then I would be like, oh my God, this is Elon came here. It's a miracle. My life's saved. But now I don't really give a fuck. And I feel like that, to some extent, is happening to the majority of people in the first world. And so, point of all of this is, at some point I realized that us on the bottom 99% being poor means more to a billionaire than them having double the money. Like, us making half of what we make now, or having half of the quality of life that we have now, means so much more to a billionaire than them having double their net worth. Like, because there is nothing that a billionaire could really want that they can't already afford. However, when you change the overall score of society, like if I had a mansion in a neighborhood that had a bunch of upper middle class people living in it, I would just be the guy with the mansion. But if I had a mansion above a favela, then I would be the most popular guy in the entire neighborhood. I would be able to get anybody to do anything I wanted for me. I would be able to influence people a lot easier. I don't know. Food for thought, I guess. It's depressing, but it kind of made me realize that, that when you have, if you go over the last 2 years of my channel, there's a common theme, like ADHD drugs, right? Like yeah, it's all just making everybody's life shittier, and prices are going way up, and it's way harder to get your prescription, and people are desperate. Fuck. You start realizing, like, there's so many things that are existing now that are just, like, designed, it conspiratorially, it seems like they're designed to make you desperate. And it's like, you being desperate, us being desperate, is actually really, really beneficial, and probably the point to a lot of what's going on in the world right now. Anyway. Yeah, sorry, reading the comments here, or the chat. Yeah, leverage. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think that, people talk about, like, people hate capitalism. Understand? I mean, I understand why somebody hates capitalism. I hate capitalism most of the time. I don't hate it more than I hate communism, though. Or, you know what I mean? I feel like what I care about is having as much freedom as you possibly can to live your own life and do whatever you want. And capitalism is very flawed in that way, but not as flawed as somebody officially having the decision to decide what you are for you, right? But one ugly stick is prettier. It's not a great situation either way. But yeah, I don't. A lot of people say capitalism was designed to do this or designed to make people, and like I don't buy that, because like capitalism is. I mean, it's pretty old. It's not. I think it was designed as like an experiment, and it turned out to be the experiment that had the least amount of people starving to death on Earth, in the history of mankind, because it stimulated technology. So, yay, cool. That's good news, right? It is good news. That's good. That's something to celebrate. Something to be proud of. But obviously, things have gotten out of control, and I am very, very scared for post-capitalism. It's very scary to me because what that does is it leads to less people not having power, and it leads to democracy being decimated. And I mean, we're seeing that now. Like, elections are definitely not as fair as they used to be. The information you get when you vote is definitely not the way it is. I mean, our constitutional rights are being violated more and more every single day. We literally have the military in fucking cities that don't want the military in it. And then when, a soldier gets shot, then we ban people from specific countries and make people who are legally immigrated here go. I mean, it's utter nonsense. It's terrible. And I think it's all part of that. But it is worth noting that, like, capitalism and libertarianism were like two catalysts for an experiment that ended up being the first democracy, which is America. So it's like there's a lot of that's the thing, is when people go like capitalism was designed this way. No, libertarianism originally was this and that. It's like, well, if you want to get historical, it actually gets, you want to start playing trumpets and shit because it's actually pretty badass. It's just, I don't think there's ever been a point where anything's been ideal. Which is always funny because the Make America Great Again, ever since the day that, I mean, God, it's been 10 years of that slogan. And ever since, I've always just been like, well, when was it great? Let's go back. Like, tell me when was it great? 1950s? That's usually what people are talking about when they're saying Make America Great Again. Okay, look at income tax rates in 1950. Like, go look at how much taxes were. Look at wealth inequality. Look at, I mean, sure. Okay, let's go back. Well, let's try that out then. No? Oh, okay. You just want people to be more racist. I get it. How can you give monologues when you are illiterate on the subjects you are speaking on? The 70s had crime. If you look at crime rates from the 70s compared to now, it's like we literally live in the fucking Demolition Man universe now, like in comparison to the 70s. Like it's actually like if you look at like the crime per 100,000 people rate of, anywhere, New York City or virtually anywhere in the country, it's like, 70s and 80s or early 80s, but mostly in the 70s. It's like actually fucking crazy. It's like what you would expect from like a country going through civil war or something. It's like nuts. You know what I think about a lot? Which is funny too, is I think that if you went back, if you just loved Donald Trump so much that you closed your eyes and you squished your face up and then you just woke up in 1955, and segregation's back again and everything's right with the world, the nuclear family, yes. The first thing that you would notice is you would go, oh my God, oh, it smells like fucking shit. Like that's one thing that I remember from my childhood. The world outside smelled like fucking shit before we had a lot more regulations on air quality. Like it was actually, I remember as a kid walking out my front door in Chicago and it just always smelling like a fucking chemical. Like it would make me nauseous sometimes. It was really nasty. And another thing, there was trash everywhere. People littered like normally. Like when I was a kid, people would open up a candy wrapper, throw it on the ground. Now that is very, very not cool to do. With your qualifications considered for a position, number one qualification, unfortunately, is living near me, just because a lot of it is in person. Um, yeah, research and prep and shit like that. Yeah, smoking indoors, dude. It was really funny in Chicago, like New York and LA, and a lot of well, I don't know, Europe's kind of a mixed bag with that, but um, yeah, like most of the big cities got rid of smoking before Chicago did. And I remember Chicago just kind of decided, not the state of Illinois, but Chicago, they just kind of decided, seemed like it was like a month before the ban started, they just decided, no more smoking. We're done. That's it. And so that was it. No more smoking. And I remember the first day going to a bar. Like it was literally the first day of no smoking, going to a bar, and we were all like, "Oh my God, bring the smoking back!" Because all of a sudden you smelled the bar. You didn't just smell smoke everywhere. You smelled like, old vomit and stale beer, and you're just like, "Oh God, please, somebody light a cigarette in here. I can't deal with this." Eventually, it got better, but yeah, I remember. Yeah, but it's crazy if you like go in the middle of nowhere and go into a pool hall or something where everybody's smoking, or like a house party or something, which I haven't been to in 10 years. But yeah, it's crazy because like you smell like shit for until you take a shower and wash your clothes. Like it's actually terrible. Well, Vegas, I don't know. Vegas has a, don't they have, isn't there some sort of regulation there with the air filtering systems? Because I know casinos, they like pump the oxygen and all that shit. But I think Vegas, to allow smoking in Vegas, you have to have like a lot of like HEPA filters and shit like that. Because I have noticed in Vegas, like I'd be, at a blackjack table or something like that, and somebody, not in a long time, because now like all the minimums are way too high for me to enjoy it, but yeah, and somebody would just be like light up a big ass cigar next to me, and like I could barely smell it. It's just like, oh, all this air is just kind of just floating away. It's not lingering. Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the news here in Austria because he visited and smoked a cigar right after they forbid indoor smoking. Yeah, I remember one. I've been to Japan once in the early 2000s to play two shows, and I remember maybe it was Singapore Airlines. I don't know. One of my flights you could smoke on, and it was like insane. And I smoked. I like chain smoked. I was like, this is amazing. I'm absolutely going to smoke. But yeah, it was one. One flight I've been on in my life where you could smoke. I was born early enough to be able to do that. Yeah, it was, well, I mean, yeah, probably a lot of people in this chat can remember seeing ashtrays in airplanes because those airplanes took a while to be phased out after they banned it. But yeah. Yeah, I remember the ashtray. You used to be able to like walk into McDonald's and smoke. And I remember at the mall, I would go to the mall with my grandpa, and yeah, he would chain smoke in the mall, but they had like ashtrays with sand, like that sort of sand that you put your cigarettes out in. They'd have like garbage cans with ashtrays on the front, and you'd walk around Sears and just fucking smoke cigarettes. And I don't know, it's funny because part of me kind of loves it, right? Like part of me kind of wishes you could do that still. Even though I don't want to breathe it, and I don't want cancer, and it's gross, and I fucking hate it, but it seems like, I don't know, something about it seemed like, I don't know. I don't want to say liberating. Maybe it's just my nostalgia. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, it's like as it got, once most places banned smoking, then any place where you could smoke, every smoker went, So if like there was one diner in a suburb or something where they still allowed smoking, then like every smoker in the city area would like go to that diner to hang out, or, bar or whatever. And so you kind of had the smokiest place you've ever been versus, no smoke at all. I feel like that was like the last couple of years of it. But yeah, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, point being, it's kind of funny because we think of like the 1950s. It's this like organic wonderland before everything got processed and manufactured. And it's like, no, it was just like the Wild West in terms of manufacturing and shit like that. And everything smelled bad, and there's trash all over the place, and crime was fucking terrible. Like, right now, this is the paradise that you've always wanted. What do I think? What do you think is the smoking of this gen, if it exists? I mean, people still smoke. Um, Depends where you are. I notice in like the Northeast, everybody still smokes. Not everybody, but a lot of people still smoke. Um, yeah, and I swear, there's still. I mean, there's still places in the U.S. where you could smoke in bars. Uh, what is the smoking of the younger generation? I don't know. I don't think they need to have a thing, right? I mean, I guess you could say TikTok, vaping. I vape. Um, it's like the least dangerous vice that I could have. I need a vice. I just always will have one, whether I want one or not. And vaping seems to be like, yes, some flavors with low amounts of nicotine in them. Uh, but yeah, yeah, yeah. I wonder what's more dangerous, TikTok or smoking. It's like you could, you could argue that. Um, I don't know. Another interesting thing is a few days ago I left my phone um, in here in the studio and went to bed and totally forgot it. Totally forgot to set my alarm. Ended up waking up on the right time anyway, like running out of bed and like looking at a clock and being like, oh, okay, we're good. And I was like, this is fine. I'm just gonna like get ready and start my day and hang out with the dogs and the chickens and do my farm work and not look at my phone at all. And yeah, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's actually, maybe I'll do this more often. Like, this is probably a good idea to not have my phone around me for 12 hours a day, because I already kind of like have it away when I'm working and stuff. And dude, one of my dogs got out and I didn't get the fucking text message. Like, there were like 7 fires that I needed to put out that morning and I completely missed it. And I was just like, sorry, I left my phone in the studio. Like, it was really it was really alarming how badly I need to be connected to something for reasons other than my own amusement. Like, I was like, God damn, that's kind of a bummer. I thought I would have just had this new thing where I'd be like, yeah, we're just not going to bring my phone to bed anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the combination of being an American and a smoker is far more dangerous than being a Japanese smoker, simply because of our healthcare system. Like you're not getting screened for cancer in time here, and when you do, you're gonna get a fucking oncologist that like isn't going to give you the drug you need to get because your insurance is not going to let them, and you're going to have to have 6 months of fucking cancer spreading before you get approved for the treatment you should have gotten a year ago. It's just like, yeah, in other countries that's not so much the case, but I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, move to Canada. I don't want to. I don't mean any offense. I don't want to move to Canada. I I don't like the cold enough. And I feel like if I did move to Canada, I would want to move somewhere very outdoorsy. I wouldn't want to move to like Toronto or something. Um, Vancouver is like too expensive. It's just, I feel like I'd be wasting money to live there. Uh, Australia though, I could get down with Australia. I've been thinking about Australia for a few years now. Um, like Australia, they have an amazing healthcare system. What I really like about Australia, the number one perk about Australia to me is having never been there in my life. But the number one reason why I'm very interested in spending the last third of my life there is because it's like a new planet. Like, you have new bugs, new reptiles, new mammals, marsupials. Like every animal you see, you know nothing about, and you explore. Like I feel like that would be paradise for me. Also, great astrophotography there. Like fucking 4 out of 5 amazing deep space shots I see from amateur astrophotographers or people who live in Australia. A new massive piece of land to drive all the way across, back and forth, and discover weird truck stops, like things like that. And then, of course, having healthcare would be cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't care if gear's more expensive. I mean, I care that like it's harder to buy gear in Australia for the people who live there. For me, I don't give a fuck. Like I feel like that point in my life, I'm going to have the gear I want, and that's going to be it. I'm not really going to be worried about being a maximalist. But yeah, I mean the spiders are terrifying, and that's why I'm into it, right? That's fun. Like you're scared of shit you don't know anything about. Like that's like when I first moved down here from Chicago, I'd see the bugs and I'd be like, "Oh my fucking god, there's a gigantic green spider," or there's a big. I mean, we have water moccasins, we have poisonous snakes here all over the place. They're pretty common, and I was terrified of them. And now I lived here a bit. Yep, they're there. Probably don't want to step on it intentionally, but yeah. But I mean, that's like the exciting part is like being scared of an animal in the wild. That's fun. that's what I want to go there for. I want to not know what the hell anything is and like have to find out and get fascinated with it the way that I do with shit here. Well, we have brown recluse here. I feel like brown recluse are like the shady one because they're kind of hard to identify. Like they look a little bit like wolf spiders or, different types of common brown spiders, but they cause your skin to necrotize and fall off, which is, yeah, don't ever search. If you're not aware of a brown recluse spider bite, don't search it, please, unless you are the type of person who looks at gore all day, because it's like one of the most disturbing things you could search. Yeah, we have bears. I mean, we have bears here every now and then. We have a bear alert. I saw a grizzly bear a few weeks ago near Yellowstone. Big old grizzly bear eating I think it was not a caribou, not a deer. I don't know, some carcass. It wasn't a moose. Smaller than a moose, bigger than a deer. Usually while I'm streaming somewhere, I hear coyotes. We're coy wolves. We have tons of coy wolves right out in the back. Yeah, which is now, it didn't bother me until now because Gary fucking wants to fight them and he weighs 8 pounds. So like, yeah, I'll let him out. At the end of the night, we'll go back over there and he's running around growling because he smells them and wants to fight the pack of wolves. But yeah, they're good. And a lot of hawks, which is a problem for my chickens. I don't think it was an elk. Maybe it was an elk. I don't know. Oh yeah, bobcats. You want to know a funny story about bobcats? My last story before I go. It's more about my dad than bobcats. So like there's bobcats down here. I went camping not far from here, like, maybe 100 miles away or something, like some area of Georgia. I went camping and I heard a bobcat at night, and it was not long after I first moved here. And I heard a bobcat at night and was like, oh shit, like, I should have brought a firearm or something. I didn't think that there'd be like wild cats out here. And then and then the next day, I was just kind of taking it easy, just, hiking a little bit and keeping my eye out, not wanting to get killed by a mountain lion or something. And then I saw it. I saw the bobcat, and it's literally the size of a cat, like of a house cat, like maybe a tiny bit bigger, but like, yeah, I mean, I would punt the thing like a fucking football. Like I was not worried about it once I saw it. I was like, really? You made that sound? So I was, right after that happened, myself, my parents, and my girlfriend at the time and her parents. It was my parents' first time meeting her parents, and we were all having a dinner and at a restaurant of some sort or something. And I was telling that story because I had just gotten back from camping. And I was like, yeah, and the sound was like really, but the vibe. And my dad was just like, oh, yeah, sounds like a woman being raped. like, like everybody just kind of turned and, in the nearby part of the restaurant, like, okay, that's yeah. But that was just his straight face, just like, oh, yeah, sounds like a woman being raped. It's like, okay, I guess it kind of does. Well, it wasn't my first. Anyway, that's my dad. And the thing about my dad is that the extra layer to this is like the problem for me is I don't know if he just didn't realize that was like a weird thing to say, or if he was doing it intentionally to make everybody like that is kind of his form of comedy as well. Not like rape jokes, but like his form of comedy is creating an absurd and uncomfortable situation for a period of time. And I could tell a lot of stories about how he's done that, but little things like you'll go to a grocery store with him. The clerk will be checking you out. She'll ask how your day is. And then he'll tell her that I just got out of prison and we're going to have a barbecue to celebrate. And then I have to like either be like, no, I didn't, he's lying, and go through that. Or I have to be like, yep, thank God. Yeah, things like that. Anyway, but that's how it works. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. Sorry the music wasn't better. I'm not happy with what I made, but I'm happy with the sounds. But I really think I could have spent a much longer time doing it. I'm excited to see everybody else's work with it. Also, like what's funny is in these types of things, if you've ever noticed, I haven't done many remixes. I've been asked to do lots of remixes throughout my career, and I've always been like really excited, like, oh yes. I mean, we're talking like Dillinger Escape Plan, Nine Inch Nails, like lots of official remix requests that I ended up not doing or doing and not submitting. I think because my idea of a remix, or like what I would always do is like, make wave tables with the music or something, or, some sort of shit like that, where it would be like nothing like the original song. And that usually doesn't fit into somebody's idea of a remix album. But yeah. So this is unusual for me to try and do. I'm not very good at it, but, all right, well, have a wonderful weekend. And, should have a video out probably in the next 10 days or so. I just need to finish 2 things and we're good. Actually need to work on this router now to see if I could get a Jellyfin server out of it. That we could have a $30 Jellyfin server or music server. It won't play video, but that'd be rad. That'd be really cool. That's a good gift for an anarchist. All right. Thanks y'all. And I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Goodbye.